Chris Mannix for SI.com alongside Rowan Ned-Carney and Michael Pina. Guys, Kristaps Porzingis is back from a knee injury. The early returns aren't great, just 1-3, but the Mavericks did have a lot of success last year with Porzingis and Luka Doncic in the lineup. So, Rowan, I'll put it to you. What does the return of Kristaps Porzingis mean for the Mavericks?
I don't know that their situation is very different than when it was last year. I still think this is an up-and-coming team that's at least one piece away. I really like Porzingis. Whether he can stay healthy for a full season, I understand that he's back now. I still have some questions about. And I also want to see a little bit more from Luka Doncic this season. I think the numbers have been there for the most part. Other times, he hasn't really looked in shape. The offseason additions made sense on paper. James Johnson's certainly given them some toughness. I do think Josh Richardson can work as a role player there, but the Mavs to me still like a team that is one step away as opposed to a team that can contend with the Lakers and Clippers right now.
Yeah, Rohan, we haven't seen Kristaps Porzingis play in the lineups that he'll likely be in during a playoff series where Maxi Kleber and Josh Richardson and Dorian Finney-Smith will be hopefully healthy and active, and Porzingis can move to the 5. But right now, he's just really necessary for this team. Dallas's offense had been atrocious when Luka Doncic hit the bench, averaging just 97 points per 100 possessions. That's worst in the league. The Raptors the other night in a loss threw a box and one at Luka and had a ton of success. So they really need, Kristaps Porzingis as a pick and roll partner, someone who can pop behind the 3-point line, someone who can roll, someone who can stand in the corner and spot up and space the floor and cut baseline for those lobs from Luka. So he's going to help. I agree with you, though, that I think that Dallas is a little ways away from being a true contender, but with KP, they're certainly closer than they would be without him.
Yeah, I thought last season the Mavericks figured out some things with that lineup. You saw Porzingis play a lot at the 5, and he's clearly much more effective as a center than he is as a power forward. And that 1-5 pick and roll that he ran with Luka was, I thought, excellent for the most part in the second half of the season. I think Porzingis, as long as he stays healthy, is going to be really good. But Michael, my question with the Mavericks and what would take them to that next level is who's that third guy? I mean, is Tim Hardaway Jr. going to be able to be that third guy? He's shooting really well for the start of this season. What kind of consistency are they going to get out of guys like Trey Burke and Dorian Finney-Smith and a handful of other guys like Josh Richardson, who's shooting the ball pretty well right now as well? Are these guys going to be, consistent perimeter players all season long, or are they going to revert back to being, not liabilities, but less certain night in and night out? I mean, I think they've got two top-of-the-line pieces in Porzingis and Luka Doncic. It's everybody else that makes me a little queasy about predicting a deep playoff run for the Mavericks.
Yeah, it's a really good point, Chris. You need guys like Jalen Brunson to come through. You need Josh Richardson to hit threes and make, second side pick and roll actions really effective for them, particularly when Luka's off the floor. I do think just how they're constructed and how much Luka has the ball in his hands, it's sort of like LeBron and AD, where I think you ultimately can have a lot of high-level success with just those two surrounded by the right pieces. I don't know if these pieces are the right pieces for them for this season, and Luka obviously needs to, as you said, Rohan, get a little bit better, particularly as a three-point shooter before they make that next step. But the other question mark I just have real quick is their defense, which was pretty bad last season and held them back. This season it's been a little bit better, but they've had a lot of luck behind the three-point line. I don't necessarily think that any of the personnel changes could be attributed to a total turnaround on that end and that they're suddenly a top 7, top 8 unit. So that's kind of another area where I think there's a big question mark, and I don't even think Kristaps Porzingis can necessarily solve those issues.
Yeah, I just want to add in real quick here, by the way, I'm a Luka fan. I picked him to win MVP, and I do think the Mavs are a good team, but they were still a first-round exit last year. I understand Porzingis went out, and they gave the Clippers a couple good games, but typically we want to see a team go a little bit further in the playoffs before we call them a contender. And beyond that, I think Michael hit the nail on the head when he brought up, is it kind of a version of LeBron and AD, what Luka and Porzingis can do? Not only do I think the Lakers have a better duo, obviously, in LeBron and AD, I think they have a better supporting cast. So I just think the Mavericks are still quite a few steps away from the teams at the top of the conference.
All right, so let me get this clear. In this video, you care about first-round exits. In previous ones, not so much.
The question is, are they a contender? Okay, it's not. I think Luka Doncic can win MVP, so I'm separating his personal performance from the team performance, Chris. It's called nuance, okay?
Hey, Maxi Kleber, Defensive Player of the Year. Let's go. Big versatile defender, according to people in the Dallas organization. For more of the Mavericks and everything else, check us out over at SI.com.